How to use automations inside of XLeads. What is up, guys? Zach in here, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to break down every single automation inside of XLeads and explain them to you super simple so you know exactly how these automations work inside of XLeads, the ultimate all-in-one wholesaling real estate software. So this can be super advanced, super simple, but I just want to explain what these automations do, what the tags mean, and how you could start using it for success. So let's break it all. Let's share exactly what you need to do here and how you can use the automation part. So how automations work is basically you pull a list of motivated sellers, right? So obviously inside of XLeads, you can do that. You go to leads, and when you go to leads here, you can choose your area. So you might want to do, let's just do Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Cool. You choose Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and let's just reset the filters here. All right, cool. You reset the filters, and why are we had a cluster. I think I was finding buyers the last time. Okay, we do Fort Lauderdale, Florida here, and basically you can pull lists. Let's just do this really quick. Let's just do vacant properties that are not active on the MLS. Okay, cool. Really small list, pretty simple. Let's just make sure that we are currently at, let's just throw 60%. All right, let's do 60% equity. All right, cool. Like really small. I'm not going nuts on this list. I mean, let's say they owned it for 3 years. All right, where are we at on this? We are at, okay, cool. So 1,500. All right, cool. So you're going to pull a list of like these 1,500 sellers, right? Right here. You can pull this list. And basically the way you pull the list is you just download it. You make sure that the skip tracing is included. So, and all the data you want, you press export, and the leads will export right here. So you press export, and we got the live skip tracing going right now on it. So it's processing, and it'll get downloaded on your computer. That is how you download a list on XLeads. I think it's pretty simple, right? You pull the data you want on the lead section. It's right here. And you download the data you want. Now, version 4, I don't want to spoil anything, but version 4, we are working on basically a one-button solution where you click, basically download, and it goes straight into the contacts for you. We are getting very close to that, and it will be coming hopefully for version 4 very, very soon. We're updating the UI on this thing, so basically it will not. It'll look way cleaner, nicer, and way more modern. I'm pretty excited about that too. The designs, I gave everyone the mock-up designs, but what it actually is wait. I'm so excited for it. But okay, that's pretty cool. And so you get this. Let's go right here. Cool. Okay, so you get the list downloaded. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to contacts. See, this part I can't show, but you go into contacts, and basically you can import a list of data, which is really cool. So basically you go here, you import a list right here into contacts. And then when you import the list, they're going to ask you a question. So what I'm going to do actually to show you, because I can't show on YouTube, is if I go to training and support, and I go here to the getting started video, and I can show it on the getting started video because this is screenshotted in a very specific way. So on the contacts section, all right, this part, can't show this part. All right, right there, right before it, right there. There we go. And I can show that part on the contacts. Come on, man. All right, here we go. Let's go to XLeads. I can show it right here. Right here, I can show this part. So if you go here, Help Center, you can see basically that when you're importing the list, obviously, right, you got this. You have to start, you can upload the data, and then you have to map the fields. We are actually version 4. I'm too excited for this, but basically we're going to auto map the fields for you. That's going to get done very quickly, and this won't be an issue in January. So we have like that. Oh my gosh, you probably have a month till this happens. Lord, this is exciting. But yeah, basically what you do currently right now is you upload it. Make this like 4K. There we go. If you want to do the triple tap system, so basically, you just press R. You go right here, and you can name the list whatever you want. But what's also really cool is you will add a tag. Triple tap. And guess what? It'll do a call, text, email, go crazy. 30. Press just add. So basically, when you import the data set, it's going to ask you to tag a property. This is where automations start, and this is kind of where I like to share and start where automations are going to start here. So the automations here are going to start by you adding tags to tag a property. Tags to these. And so these are a magical fairy list. I'm just kidding. And so what this basically means here is, let me actually just kind of make it a little bigger. Okay, that's not going to look good. All right, we'll just make it bigger. Okay, cool. So when you tag a property, like a list, right? Let's say that Fort Lauderdale high equity vacant list or whatever it is, right? You tag it certain things happen. And what I mean by this is right here, if you tag a property, so a list, and if I'm losing anybody, please let me know in the comments, okay? So you pull a list, you import the list, and you're going to be asked, would you like to tag this list? And when you tag something, automatically something happens to it, automation. And that is exactly what we're talking about today. So for example, if you tag this whole list of 1,500 AI SMS bot, the AI is automatically going to text the person. And then if they reply back, the AI is going to reply back and figure out if it's a deal or not. How the automation works, which I'm going to show, is if they actually are somebody who is looking to basically sell, it's going to go straight into your deal board, which we have automations in the deal board we're going to share today too. It's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. So that's going to be pretty dang awesome. Now there's AI qualified, there's cash buyer, there's dispo, double tap, email blaster, follow up. I mean, so if you just choose follow up daily, this list is going to be followed up daily like a lead. You probably shouldn't do that if it's just a list. You can tag it dialer, texting, all these great things. And so that inherently is what an automation is. Now, remember, guys, there are individuals who are watching this that like they just signed up for XLeads literally today. They signed up for XLeads a year ago, and they're all learning. So everybody in here is in a different journey of XLeads and how it works. Now, I always like to say this, and I like to say this before I go a little more deeper and more advanced, because this is a little more advanced, kind of behind the hood automation training today. If you're watching this and you're lost, I promise you shouldn't get lost on here. Okay. Like don't get stressed out. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, what do I do? This is too much info. Remember, XLeads is, again, it is a regular data software. So you can pull lists, you can comp properties, right? You can use AI comping and some other things that I cannot say because version 4 has it, and just so excited. I'm going to tear up. I'm just so excited for version 4. We got this week, we got the beta, and it's just, it's like the Mona Lisa. It's just beautiful. It's like kind of like the Grand Canyon. I just cry every single time I see it. But yes, that's really exciting. But it is a data platform, comping, AI comping. It's really cool there. But on top of that too, it is a cold call dialer. It's a triple line dialer. It's a texting software. It's a CRM. It's a CRM connected to calling and texting. So you can text a follow-up automatically. It's an e-signing platform. It's a disposition software. It will find all the cash buyers for you. Use AI to find the cash buyers for you. It is SEO. You can create your websites on there. You can get a domain, connect it in 5 seconds on there, right? It is literally anything you want this thing to be. It's a drawing for dollars app. I mean, it's insane. So I'm just letting everybody know, okay? You're basically learning 14 different softwares into just one big mega one. That is what XLeads is. And it takes about an hour to learn XLeads. I'm being honest with everybody. So that is why, and I'm going to say this for the beginners, there's no problem being a beginner. What I recommend if you're a complete beginner is every single day, Monday through Friday, we do a onboarding call. So if you go to onboarding.xleads.com, it's about a 2-hour Zoom. It's about 1 hour Zoom teaching you how the software works, about an hour going over Q&A and questions and answers you have. On top of that too, when you get XLeads, I have an entire hour-long demo about how version 3 works. Very in-depth video. Pretty much you can learn all of XLeads in about 58 minutes, which is insane. Okay. So that's what I highly recommend you do. Now, on top of that too, I'm going to say this before I get into the advanced stuff. We have 24, I'm going to put it on the screen. Okay. I'm going to put this on the screen just so we do not forget. All right. We have 24/7 live chat and Zoom support. So if there's any possible questions you have on XLeads, let's make this red. There we go. We have 24/7 live chat and live Zoom support. So if you have any question at any time during the day, you go right here. It's on the bottom right-hand corner. See this little X right here? the little phone, you click that, you go to messages, and you can literally ask the AI what your problem is. The AI will say, okay, you have an A2P problem, we're going to route you to the A2P department. You have this problem, we're going to route you to this. So whatever question you have, our live chat support will say, okay, we're going to give you to a live agent. You get in front of a live agent. On average, during basically Monday through Friday, we can get to a live person will talk to you within 60 seconds. On the weekends, it's about 3 to 4 minutes. And you'll be able to talk to a live person on a chat. Now, if they can't answer your questions, we will hop on a Zoom. We'll give you a scheduling link to schedule a Zoom. So people have been asking me a lot, Zach, is there a phone number we can call in? Well, we don't do phones anymore. What we did is Zooms now. Phones versus Zooms. Would somebody rather have a Zoom or a phone number? So the problem is on the phones, everyone's like, oh, this is my problem. It's like, well, I can't see it. So now we just do Zooms. Way better than phone numbers. And guess what? You can record the Zoom and then send the recording to you. Way better. So we have 24/7 live chat and Zoom support, and it is amazing. So if you have any questions at all, right here, and if this thing's bothering you, you can use the ... and kind of move it kind of wherever you want to move it, right? It's pretty cool. So yeah, we have 24/7 live chat and Zoom support. So anybody who's a beginner that has any crazy questions, literally just ask them. We're more than happy to help you out. That's why we have the best customer support and the best customer success anywhere, ever there. Okay, so let's break this all down. So automations, where in the world is automations? Automations are going to be right here. This is not a tutorial today on how to do calling or texting. Those are for all different ones. But what we do have here is our entire automation. So if you click automations right here, we are going to go through all of these automations we have today. And it gets a little confusing, but that's okay. So let's break down all the automations. We have a lot of cool stuff. We have folders. We have other special workflows I work on in my free time because I'm like a mad scientist with this stuff. But version 4 is on a whole different XLeads account. Keep that separate. Keep that secret for everybody. We're excited. So, okay, let's break this all down. So let's go on the first folder. It's called the acquisitions folder. And pretty much all of the automations for acquisitions are going to be right here. So let's go out here and talk about what this stuff is. So can I open all these in a new tab? Yes, I can. So everything inside of these automations, you really don't need to kind of mess with or change. But I think it's important for you to kind of see it and like understand how it works. So this first one right here is basically the AI qualified seller to deal board. So if you tag a property AI qualified, well, this is the AI one. So if the AI determines that this person is a qualified seller, it'll tag it AI qualified and it'll get dumped right into your deal board. So again, you don't need to do anything on here. I'm just letting you know that is what that automation does. It's an automation for the AI bot. Do not mess with it. The next one right here is our automatic missed call text back. So if you are getting an inbound call and you do not answer it or it goes to voicemail, automatically it's going to be assigned to you as the user. You got to put yourself as the user here. It's going to add them as a missed call tag. It's then going to send a text. Hey there, sorry I missed your call. I'll call you back in a second. Thanks, Zach. So it's automatically going to text the person that you're about to call them back without thinking about it. So that's exactly what that one is. And it will like pin you and tell you, hey, dummy, go out here and call the person back, right? The next automation here is going to be the follow-up weekly. This one gets a little crazy. But if you're on your deal board and you put it under the follow-up weekly, guess what's going to happen? It is going to be under the follow-up stage. And what we're going to do is we're going to tag the property follow-up, and we're going to send a follow-up text, as you probably can assume, every single dang week. Hey, just checking in. And it is texting, and then another week it'll set you for a call, and you will be able to call your lead. So again, what the follow-up tab does here, the weekly one, is it texts them every single week, and then if they get nowhere, it's going to set you up for a manual call. Pretty easy. The next one here is going to be the e-sign to seller. That one's actually really cool too. So e-sign to seller is obviously going to be if you put the automation into pipeline stage, send contract to seller, what's going to do is it's just going to send the contract, right? Pretty simple. So it creates this as a draft on purpose, but you don't really need to know much about this, but basically it auto generates a contract. that's pretty much what this automation does for you, which is really cool. So pretty gangster. Love it. Then from there, you got some other cool stuff too. So that's acquisitions on this automation tab. The cold calling automations are in here really cool. So this is the double tap. So pretty much what this does is if you tag a property, double tap, what happens, and again, this gets a little more advanced, but the whole reason for the double tap tag is pretty much if there's somebody who wants to go out here and you really want the increase, like the highest rate of someone picking up the phone, you just call them twice, right? So basically, some people call it double dial. That's like the new term for it. I always call it double tap. I like Call of Duty, so it's like triple tap. And so it's like double tap. That's the way that's the way I always look at it. I like Call of Duty, so especially as a kid, right? So yeah, especially like, I mean, zombies too. So there's a thing in Call of Duty called the double tap the root beer, and it increases your firing rate. And so that's why I always liked it. So it was kind of like a machine, and it's I don't get in the whole thing, but basically it increases your firing rate, which makes it even better. So you tag it double tap, it's going to send an info text. Now the reason why we do this is, have you ever been on your phone? And this is how advanced XLeads can get, but like, have you ever been on your phone and you're getting a call and it says maybe John Smith? Like, this isn't an, I don't answer unknown callers, but it says maybe John Smith. Hello? And you're just more inclined to answer it if it is a maybe. So this is for iPhones and Androids, but basically what this does is it hacks the algorithm. So if you send an info text, so this is how it works. So it sends an info text. So pretty much how the info text works is, hey, Zach, or like, hey, John, this is Zach. I'll call you back in a second. So what it automatically is doing here is it tricks the iOS, basically their whole entire algorithm. It tricks the Android algorithm to thinking, oh, wait, you, the phone guy, the seller, you called this guy and he texted back, hey, this is Zach. Hey, let me call you back. So we outsmarted Apple here, but Apple thinks, because Apple doesn't use AI for it yet, but it doesn't see your call history. It just sees what it texts you. It's kind of dumb. So if it sees a text that says, hey, John, this is Zach, I'll call you back in a second, they automatically assume, because 99% of the time, if you text that means you got called, right? So if I text that to somebody, 99% of the time I actually got a call from the person and I didn't answer it. But I didn't do it. This was cold. And the reason we do it cold on purpose here is because when you text that to somebody and then you call them after, it's going to say maybe Zach. And the chance of them picking up is like stupid high. That's what's really cool and advanced about this. Then you go out here. Oh, wait, I'll show this. Then it sets you up for a manual call. And the rate of pickups are insane for that. So it's really cool. Next here is obviously our power dialer. And so basically, if you tag a property power dialer, you are going to be able to call them up on the power dialer, which is really cool. Next here, we have the ROS triple tap system, which is a very big fan favorite. And this one gets a little more advanced. So I will share exactly everybody how to use this. But pretty much how the triple tap system works is you'll tag a list. Let's say it's 1,500 ROS blaster. Okay. What's going to do, it's just going to send an offer email, an actual offer to buy the property. Then it's going to send an offer text. Hey, John, I'm ready to offer you $230,000 sight unseen for 123 Main Avenue. Thoughts? Now I might be like, Zach, how in the dang world does it know how to calculate it? Well, this is where you have to go in. So for the ROS triple tap system to work, you need to do one very, very, very important thing. You have to input what you think the ARV of the property is. That's all you have to do. That is it. Legit, that is it. And so let me show you. It's one step you have to do to the ROS triple tap system. So let me show you how it works. So if we go into XLeads, let's see here. If you go to XLeads, we'll just do this one. And let's just go to leads. Let's pull that list that we did, right? So we're going to just go to exports. We got that list. We're just going to download it. And I can't share the whole thing, but I could share the headers. So let's go to Drive. Let's pop this up in the Google Drive. All right, let's pop this up. File upload. All right, let's upload the file here. All right, it's uploading for a second. All right, cool. Sheets. Okay, I got my Fort Lauderdale list. Obviously, I can't show the info on the Fort Lauderdale list, but let's do it right here. All right, just popping this up here. All right, let's pop it up here. All right, hold on, it's popping up. Okay. So when you pop it up, it's going to give you some, when you basically download the list, you pop it on Google Drive, right? It's going to look like this. Now there's details below. I'm not going to share it because I wanted the stream to stay. But basically you get the first, you get all this data, right? Pretty cool, right? You get all this sexy data, which is awesome. What you're going to do is you're going to create just one new tab. You're going to call it ARV. That's all you're going to do. Literally, that's all you're going to do. Call it ARV. And what you're going to do is you are then going to get, there's going to be a tab called values. So where's the values? Let's go here. It won't be on this one because I didn't put valuations, did I? Oh my gosh, let me repull the list really quick. Let's just do this. Let's repull the list. All right, let me just repull this dang list real quick. You can tell we're live. Okay, let's just pull this list really quick, but let's filter it down so it's like crazy. So let's include long-term owner, pre-foreclosure, zombie. The list is probably like 1, right? All right, and then we're going to just do it. I'm trying to make this the smallest possible list I possibly can do. 31, 8. Oh my gosh. All righty. 7. All right, fine. All right, I'm just going to pull this list. So I'm going to pull this list. I'm going to download it. Standard. I'm going to include lead trace, property details, and I got to include valuations. I'm going to export this data set. And we're going to import it right here. Cool. Import new spreadsheet. File open. Go here. All right, cool. All right, got rid of all the data. Okay, cool. Actually, can I get rid of all the data except for what I want? It's going to be the details. Hold on. There's a reason. There's a method in my madness here. Okay. The rest doesn't really matter. All right, cool. Okay. So this is what the list looks like when I download it. Just a list of 7 properties. Really simple. Okay, cool. So obviously the address and stuff are not here anymore, but there's going to be a little tab here on the right called AVM. Now, all you have to do, and I know this is stupid, this is all what you have to do here. You just have to copy AVM, copy it, and paste it right here, and just change it to ARV. That's all you have to do. Then you're just going to go out here and call it new triple tap sheet. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to copy what AVM is. That's the XLeads value, what we think the ARV is. You're going to copy it and then paste as new and call it ARV. That's all you're going to do. Then you're going to go out here and download it as a CSV, okay? And then you're going to import it into the contacts tab. So then you're going to go to contacts right here, which I am going to click contacts, but I'm not going to show it. So I'm going to click contacts, and I'm going to screenshot this and then show you and just cover up all the things I can't basically show you. So let me show you what it looks like. And again, I know it's stupid. I wish I could share you the whole thing, but obviously we want the stream to stay up. So we are going to keep it rolling the way it is. And I can get rid of all the other stuff. So let's go here, screenshot, it's popping up. I'm gonna get rid of all this. Should just do that. It's popping up. There we go. File, export, and I can show you. There you go. Go here, got a little graphic for you. Done. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna share my image. It's popping up right here. Every time it does that. I don't get it. Lord, I don't know why I did that. Okay, cool. So it's what it's supposed to look like. And basically the contacts, the numbers, and all that info, which I can't show you, which is right there. But basically, there's a little tab right there where the arrow is pointing called Import Contacts. You click that, and that's how you import the list. All right? You import the list. Let's go to Next. Let's upload a list. Gee, I can share this one because there's no data on it. Yeah, I can share it. Yeah, why not? Figure it out. All right. This is what the sheet looks like now. There we go. Okay, cool. So again, this triple tap, we put it, create an import contacts. We go to Next. And basically, first name is right there. We map the rest, right? So obviously, recipient is going to be the mailing address, so we don't do that. But property address is going to be street address. So we do street address. Property city is going to be city. State is going to be state. Postal code is going to be postal code. And then we're going to go down here. Phone 1 is going to be basically the phone. Email 1 is going to be the email. And then phone 2 is going to be additional phones. Email there is going to be additional emails. And the rest doesn't really matter here. We're going to go down here. And then we're just going to import one thing, which should be automatically imported right there, ARV. And then ARV is going to automatically be imported. And all we're going to do is not import the rest, call it whatever we want. And then we're going to tag the property triple tap system. So let's find triple tap system, ROS blaster, boom. And you're going to start the bulk import. And you've imported the properties. And now the triple tap system works because it's going to calculate a good little ARV, multiply that by a certain amount, and it's going to send offers based off the ARV. And that is how the ROS triple tap system works. And a little more different, but yeah, absolutely love the triple tap system. So let's go here and let me show you. All right, cool. All right, that's exactly how that works. Let me change this. All right, let's go back to automations. Okay, we got that one done. The rest are pretty easy here. Yeah, that's calling. And then from there, we have our power dialer, and then we have triple tap, and then remove dialer. So basically how remove dialer works is the call status. If it is outgoing, it is completed. And basically that means if you call and then it gets answered, really not much you can do after that, right? So you call them, they answer it, then we take them out of the dialer. So makes perfect sense to me. So those are the cold calling automations. Then from there, we have our dispo automations. So if you're going to e-sign, we have obviously our e-signing one. So let's start from the bottom. This is cold buyer outreach. So if we pull a list of cash buyers on XLeads, which all we have to do is just go to leads here, and we can search cash buyers. Sorry, my bad. I'm like, what was that brain fart? Okay, so if we do Iowa City, Iowa, right? And we want to like reach out to buyers, like cold buyers, and find some good buyers. What we can do here is we can go to filters. We can go to cash buyers, and we just want all the cash sales for, let's say, single family properties in Iowa City. Cool. I don't really care about that. I don't care about that. Let's do the past 3 months. So all the cash sales in Iowa City in the past 3 months, there's 78 of them. We're going to pull the list, obviously. Let's get rid of our other filters we had here. Cool. What we're going to do is we're going to take all the property. Actually, yeah, they're cash sales, right? So like Hearth and Home Investments, like they're obviously going to be a good buyer right there. But basically, you're going to go here, and you are then going to put them all, my leads, download it, standard, and then obviously lead trace. So you got the phone numbers, because you want the phone, you really want the phone numbers for the buyers, obviously, right? So it's going to be all in here. And then you can just download the list, throw in exports, good to go. And then you're going to tag the property. So let's look what the tag for this automation is going to be. So cold buyer outreach is going to be, if you tag the person cash buyer, guess what it's going to do? It's going to start reaching out to these buyers for you. So how this automation works is it's going to email a standard email template. If you are in Iowa City market, right, whatever the city that where they bought the property for cash is, right? So if you're in the Iowa City market and you're looking to buy off-market properties for 30 to 40% off-market value and make big profits on your next rental or flip, then email me back. I got something locked up and I think you might want to buy, with your phone number, and then thanks, your name, email, phone number, right? Makes complete sense to me, right? Cha-ching. And you will find a bunch of buyers. And it's going to wait. It's going to wait exactly for them to email. And if they do not email, then you are then going to send an SMS follow-up to the cash buyer. So you don't have to remember this stuff. It's all done for you, right? What it's going to do, it's going to send a text. Hey, John, just locked up a deal, and you're the first person I thought of. Before I send the details, you're still looking to buy, right? Then it waits for again. If they don't reply after that, you're then going to send a follow-up of, hey, just checking to see if you're in or out on the deal. I'm going to have to send it to somebody else if you don't reply back. And then if it doesn't do that, it's going to send another email. Basically, are you still buying? Hey, it's locked up a deal. Wondering if you're still cash buyer. I'm a wholesaler. I'd love to see if you're interested in buying. So if you have a deal, this does not expose your address. All right, this is very important. It does not expose your address, does not expose really you at all. And it's just looking for people who are interested in basically buying properties. So this eliminates the whole like Facebook, all this stuff. Like you pull cash sales and you just blast them out to find buyers. And you can do this while you're doing your marketing. So you're already getting your buyer activity going, and you can do it right here. So this is why XLeads is like the ultimate like disposition software, in my opinion, because you could do stuff like this. There's not really any other software you can do automations and stuff all together like this, and you can't filter your buyer data and all this just like this because XLeads is simply the best. Then from there, you go out here, you can e-sign to your cash buyer. So obviously we have our e-sign whole entire automation setup. So if you put the pipeline in here, basically send assignment to cash buyer, it gets done. I'll show people how that works too. Then we have a automation for our warm buyers. These are buyers that are already vetted, that actually say they actually are good for you. They're vetted by you. They're trusted by you. These are people that we can send our deals to. Okay. Very, very important here. All right. People we can actually trust. All right. Let's see here. All right. So how that basically works is you go here, you go to contact tag, you tag the property dispo. Okay. So if you tag the property dispositions or you tag it dispo, basically how this works is if you tag it dispo, that means it's going to drip basically one of these every minute. You're going to drip a text. It's going to say, hey, I just locked up another property. Can I send you over the address? Then it's going to email, new deal locked up. Hey, John. Hey, Sarah, whatever. I just locked up another property. Can I send you over the address? If they say yes, then what you're going to do is you're going to call them. You're not just going to blast out the address. You're actually going to call them, and then you're going to dispo your deal. Pretty simple. Now, you might be like, well, how do I figure out they're like warm or not warm? You tag the person warm buyer or something like that, right? You just add a tag on there so you can see it, right? That's how the dispositions, basically automations work. All right, let's go back out here. We got our email automations. So email blaster, you can literally blast the sellers via email. Not my favorite, but it is something if you want to do it. I don't recommend it for lots of beginners, but it's a little more advanced. Yes, you can email blast. We were JV ones. So you can auto sign JV agreements. So it's pretty cool. So you can have a JV agreement on here. And let's show people how this works. Is it sharing it? No, it's not. All right, start right here. Pop it up. All right. So if you go out here and you have a JV and you send JV contract to e-sign. So if you have a JV agreement and you like the agreement, like you like the deal, you can go out here and drag the deal board onto sign JV agreement. And it's going to text, hey, the numbers on the deal work for us and we're ready to move forward. I just sent you over an e-signature for a JV agreement. And then boom, it sends the JV agreement over. The whole point is you can automate your whole JV operations if that's like something you want to do, a wholesaler outreach type system. And you can make a lot of money doing this too. And yeah, you can make a whole like JV operation. It's pretty cool. And then from there, you can send it there. We have our deal underwriting bot. So not a lot of people know this, but we literally have a whole bot for underwriting your deals from your JVs. So how it basically works is let me just show you how you can do it. So we have a whole bot inside of XLeads where basically you can have people give you JV deals and we'll have XLeads, our bot, underwrite the deal automatically. So how it works is if you go here to dashboard and you go here, obviously this is just like XLeads right here. If you go to the forms section, all right, you go right here and you go here and you go to sites, you go to forms. There's going to be basically a JV intake form right here. And what that JV intake form is I have this picture. Do not use my picture. You have to change the picture to wherever you want. But basically, it's a JV form, and every single XLeads user has this. If you don't, you can literally email support or message us live, and we can go add it in if it's magically not on there. I mean, it is 100% going to be on there, but some people delete them out of your system. You got to re-add them sometimes. That does happen. So again, JV, do not daisy chain, but basically we're asking all this info about the deal, which is really cool. So if I go to preview, I show you how it works. So it looks like this. So if I put in the address, Zach Ginn, I don't want to share that info, but yeah, you just put through the address. So 678 West, and then just has a whole map. So you can fill all the details. They fill out this, they consent to it, they submit, they say, hey, we'll reach back out to you in a couple seconds. And what happens is the automation, what it does on the back end, which I'll show you. First, if you want this link to work and you can send it to other people, you can literally just do this. You go to integrate, share, and you just click that little link right there, and that's your linking to send to people. You can also embed it with your own. If you want your own domain, you can go host it on there, but okay. Basically how that works, to go to automations, what's going to happen if you go to JV, you go to the deal underwriter, it's right here. Let's see. Alrighty. So you go to JV intake, and basically if they throw in that form, then from there you go to math operation, and basically what it's going to do, it's going to do a bunch of math operations, and it's going to determine if the deal passes underwriting or doesn't pass underwriting. Then it's going to send it into the approved JV category or the non-JV approved category. Pretty simple there. Basically, how this works is if you go to the on-market pipeline, basically how it works is, I'm just going to show the back end on this. So if I go to deal boards right here, if I go to deal boards, I don't know. I'm not mad. I'm just saying if somebody closed a wholesale deal, there's not one person alive that has closed a wholesaling deal that's gone live longer than me and Rick. Okay. And my rule for a live stream, what I consider a wholesaling marathon stream, is if you've closed a wholesale deal and you're on the stream. So the way I did it was I went live for like 19 hours. Then I went to go sleep. Rick hopped on right when I left. So instantly, so the stream stayed going. And Rick closed a wholesale deal. If I went and did a stream for 48 hours and then I decided, hey, or 50 hours or 70 hours, and I say, hey, I'm going to throw my XLeads customer service team to go live for 24 hours while I take a break. None of those guys closed a wholesale deal. They don't count. And Kai Cenat did 30 days, so technically he won. But yeah, okay. So if you go to on market right here, I'm just saying I currently have the record for the longest wholesaling stream, because you can't have a wholesaling stream if you've never closed a wholesaling deal. So that's why I just don't understand it. And by the way, if someone wants to prove me wrong, show me a link. But okay. So this is how the on-market deal board works. So you can add a lead, and if you throw the lead into subject to your low equity blaster, it will send an email for low equity blasting. It'll send an email for the low ball blaster, send an email for the high equity, subject to, and all these things. So again, under the hood here on the automations, go here to on market, and you go here and you do the dual. So if you have a dual agency state, you throw it under dual agency blaster. How you do it is obviously they just got to be in the pipeline. And so what's going to do, it's going to do the math. It's going to figure out a good ARV. And it's going to multiply what the current listing price is by 70%. That's your lowball offer. And then it's going to calculate what the dual agency commission is. And then it's going to send a cool little email saying, I like to present an all cash offer that will pay you, $42,000 in commissions for representing both me and the seller, dual agency, on your client's property. And basically just trying to get them, I can guarantee I can close quick, blah, 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 which is pretty cool, right? Then from there, it will send it from there. It'll do it for a lowball offer. It'll do it for a subject to, pretty much any type of offer. It'll be done right here. Then from there, we have our PPL tab. So this was kind of done before we launched Dollar Leads, and version 2 of Dollar Leads is coming out next month. So this is probably going to be changed for version 4 also. But this is for standard PPL for mostly any PPL platform you use, which is really cool. But yeah, that's going to be changed. But yeah, if you use PPL, you buy a PPL lead, and if it's a cold call lead, it goes through no answer here. If it's a non-cold call lead, it goes through here. And you can send your contracts and follow up your PPL leads right here and get refunds from whatever PPL platform you currently have. SMS, this is basically kind of the most important one, but this is where you start texting. So let's do the main one, which is going to be our SMS text blaster. So right here, pretty much what this does is you tag a property SMS blaster. So it could be a list of 20,000, 30,000, 60,000, however big, small, or whatever it is. What you're going to do is you are then going to, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., it's going to send this specific script. So script's going to be right here. Hey, John, random question. What would it take for you to part ways with this property? Address, and then 1 to 5 do different. So basically, it's going to drip out as many as you want. So if you want to drip out 1,000 per day, you would change this to 1,000 per day, right? I'm just not going to do that though. And you want to do 30 drips per hour, 20 drips per hour, you can go out here and actually physically change it. And you do the math. If you do 1,000 a day, you change it to 1,000, and then do like 50 per hour, and you'll be able to send more text doing that. And then boom, you start texting out. The AI bot's really cool. So if you want to go out here and use AI for your texting, you can go out here and basically tag the property, AI SMS bot. They're going to manually send a text, and then the AI is going to basically text the seller for you. And if they are interested in selling, it's going to go straight into your wholesaling deal board, which would be right here, right here. It'll go into wants to sell category right there, which is really cool. Then from there, the other SMS automations you got in here. are going to be like a follow-up one. If you're doing basically a tired landlord list, we can change the scripts. So the initial script is for a landlord. Like, hey, John, can I buy your rental at 123 Main Avenue? So that's how that one's working. Twilio validation is good too. Basically what this does is it makes sure that if any number is a landline, that we will not be able to text them. So it helps with your basically your SMS. And then from there, I got nerd mode. I've been working on that. That's a version 4 thing, but that's when you kind of get a little more advanced. And then one of my other ones, and it's probably my favorite simple automation, but this is everyone already has this kind of set up when you sign up for XLeads. But basically, if you call a seller and they don't answer, you're automatically going to drop a text. See, nobody texts people that don't answer the phone, but this is one of the simplest ways to start getting more leads that nobody's really doing. And the text is going to be simple, like, hey, John, I want to buy 123 Main Avenue for all cash. Can I give you an offer? Simple as that. And then the last automations, which are really simple, but like in the deal board, just showing it in live in action. If I have this lead right here, send contract, I can't show this on the tube. If I click John and I import his info, let's see if I can do it. If I click on John's name right here, yeah, I can do that. Okay. If I import if I click on his name, it pops it up in the contacts tab. There's going to be a contract info tab. You press contract info. You're going to throw in the closing date. You're going to do a 40-day inspection period. Put like a $500 EMD, whatever EMD you want to put. You can put no money too. Contract price, $120,000. And then maybe the seller name, right? And you just put all the details you need. This is for the assignment. Put your title company right here. And then you're going to save the lead right here. You're going to save the info on the bottom. Go back to the deal board. It's popping up right here. All right, cool. It's under wholesaling. And basically, he's right here. So if you drag him to send contract to seller, what automatically is going to happen here is a contract is going to be created. So if I show you right here, if I go to contracts, go to all documents and contracts, boom, this just got created right now. And all the info on this contract has been filled out. So if I just got to date the date the contract till today. Then I'm going to go to basically preview. And as you can probably see, the contract is already filled out. And it took me 5 seconds to do that. So it looks like right here. Boom. All the info is filled out for me right here. Contract automations. We also do it for the assignment and all these things. And so that, ladies and gentlemen, is my automation domination for XLeads. So very advanced, a little more advanced than it probably was thinking. But this is my automation domination. So a lot of automations going on here, but I'm telling you right now, it can get as advanced or simple as you want it. So I'd start playing around. You can make your own automations, obviously. Just look up Go High Level Automation Guide and you can build out your own. But this is the ones I've built out and customized for you. So pretty cool. So yeah, Nicholas says he's going to be rewatching, taking notes. Awesome. Ninja mode doesn't exist anymore. I think it does. It merged into one, right? So yes, you can send email blasts. I don't recommend it because then your email and your domain is going to be spam. So don't recommend it. If you do it for the triple tap, that's okay. But on a smaller scale would be best. Walleye says, what workflow settings will get the most of a seller responding to a text or email? It's a great question. The best for a text is going to be to respond to a text would probably be triple tap system because you call them, then you text them. I'd say the triple tap system. Chacon says, I'm in the Discord lounge, often building automations if anyone needs help. Hey, there we go. Easy. Cha-ching. There we go. Awesome. All righty. Sick. So guys, I'm telling you right now, XLeads is the best wholesaling software ever. I really appreciate everyone basically going out here and messing with their automations and playing around and really using it for the wholesaling business. But I can tell you right now, XLeads is by far the best wholesaling software. And it's just incredible the amount of people's lives that got changed. We help people, like we get people to go to all these other wholesaling softwares and they never have a CRM. And then adding the CRM portion into here, like an actual good one connected with the data, has changed everybody's lives. So there's a reason why everyone's canceling their wholesaling software and just getting XLeads, going all in on it. And I think you should too. So guys, if you join XLeads and get XLeads, do me a favor. Make sure you go to xleads.com on the bottom here, xleads.com. We'll see you there very, very soon. Hop on the onboarding call. And again, I go live every single Saturday, me and Rick, the co-founders of XLeads, to answer all your questions and share everything you need to know about XLeads. So guys, got any value from this? Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out. Have a blessed one.